Hi, this is JC Faxes from Guitar Center, and with me today I have Brian Chan, who's going to talk to us about the DBX DriveRack PA2.
Absolutely. Talk about all the cool new features that we have on this. One of the things that we know obviously by looking at it right away is we now have wireless capabilities. You have complete control with your iPad, your iPhone, your Android, or your Mac or your PC. DriveRack PA2 though is a really, really cool unit because you have all the tools that you need in this that go between your mixing console to your powered speakers.
Okay, so now I don't need a rack full of EQs and compressors and...
Exactly.
It's all in here now.
Now you have the ability to do this, and it's all in a one rack space unit. It gives you graphic EQ, you've got dual 28 bands of graphic equalizer, you have advanced feedback suppression. The advanced feedback suppressor gives you 12 dedicated filters dedicated specifically to cutting out feedback. So that's really nice. You also have a subharmonic synth to increase your low frequency bass, so DJs absolutely love that. Bass players love it because you get that extra bottom end bass out of that mix.
Oh, very cool.
That you didn't know was there, which is really cool. The crossover in this thing is great because the crossover is a three-way stereo crossover that's fully configurable.
Okay, so if you've got tops and you've got your subs, so a lot of speakers already have a built-in crossover switch, but now with this you can dial it in and actually get the frequencies where you want it.
Yes, and the nice thing about that is you could say I want everything from 80 hertz and below going to my sub, and you can also change the slopes as far as where the cutoff is.
Okay.
Which is something that most crossovers don't allow you to do, and that's a unique feature with the DriveRack, is being able to really dial in those crossover points.
Okay.
So it's a fully configurable crossover. You've got classic DBX compression built into here to keep your levels nice and consistent. You've got a limiter to keep anything from clipping, so you never have to worry about your speakers clipping or your amplifiers clipping. It helps protect the system. You also have parametric EQ. The parametric EQ on this is very, very powerful. You know, it helps you get everything dialed, and then anything you want to go in and change at the push of a button or the push of an iPad, I mean, literally you can change it like that. It's so easy to use.
It sounds like, I mean, it does a lot of stuff, but in the wrong hands it could be deadly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, but I noticed you got a wizard button.
Yes, the wizard button is a lifesaver button because what the wizard button does is it helps you set your system up. So if I didn't know anything about sound, but I could go to the wizard and I could say, okay, well, you know, I need to set the system up. You could tell it what powered speakers you're using this with, and it automatically knows all of the, parameter settings to set everything up to as far as the crossover points and all of the EQ settings based on the speaker that you're using.
Okay.
The other cool thing in the wizard function is being able to EQ the room. This has an auto EQ function built into it using JBL's HATS technology.
Okay.
Now what's different about that versus the old PA Plus is that in that you had pink noise.
Yeah.
So all the other PAs that we had a pink noise generator, which was all the frequencies just blasting through your system.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Exactly. So with this, it's based on JBL's HATS technology, so it's much quicker, it's not noisy like pink noise.
Okay, and so you got a mic input here. You'd hook up an RTA mic.
Exactly.
Set it up in the room.
Yep,
hit
put the
button.
mic in the sweet spot of the room,
that's
hit
cool.
the button, and you know, in a matter of seconds it goes and dials it up for you.
So it's kind of like an easy button.
It's an easy button. The third wizard function in here that's really cool is it'll go in and it will automatically, when you set up the microphones, the feedback suppressor is really cool because you have 12 filters that you can assign to be any combination of fixed filters or live filters.
Okay, so the fixed filters is where you decide what frequencies you want, and that's where because you kind of have an idea what feeds back.
Correct.
And then the auto one, in case the singer's moving around and he's shifting between speakers.
Yep. Yeah, singer goes and jumps in front of the speaker,
point.
and right before it starts to feed back, that's where the live filters would kick in.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the nice thing about that is, you can get really detailed. You can go in and you can set your lift time. You know, you can set how long, down to like 5 seconds or up to 5 minutes.
So if you're experienced, you've got all that power. But if you're a beginner, then
it can be as easy as you want it to be.
That's good. So
and that's
it works
what
for
makes
everybody.
the wizard function really easy and really nice, because you can go into the wizard button and it literally walks you through the system. It asks you what amplifiers, what powered speakers, and you just put the information in there and then go from there.
Okay, so you know what? I've got a nice little system. I've got a couple of powered speakers. I've got a mixer. Everything's working, and it sounds pretty good. Why do do I really need to add all this extra stuff?
Absolutely. If you think about what you've got right now in the system, you've got good speakers, you've got a good mixer, but do you have a good graphic equalizer? Okay. Do you also have a compressor? alignment delay,
Okay.
crossover. All of these things, when you take all of these tools, make a huge difference, because being able to take all of those and add those into a really good system is going to take a really good system and make it sound that much better.
Okay, so you're saying just about everybody needs one of these.
Any customer that's buying powered speakers, buying powered amplifiers, passive speakers, every customer would want to get one of these, because this will take any PA system you have and make it sound a lot better.
Okay.
One of the really cool things about this, if you consider all the things that we would carry around as DJs in a rack.
Yeah.
I mean, man, once
or
upon a
even
time.
the live sound guys.
Live sound guys, I mean, you'd have a whole rack full of signal processors. And this simplifies things, because now you've got one rack space unit, you've got less cables, less gear to worry about in the rack, less stuff to haul around.
Less stuff to go wrong.
Yeah, less stuff to go wrong. Very, very simplified. And the fact that you can control everything wirelessly from your iPad.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, you think you got it set up, you're listening to it from behind, then you take your iPad out, you walk the room, and you go, oh man, I need to tweak this, I need to tweak that.
Walk out into the venue, listen and say, something, we need to do something with the graphic EQ. The nice thing about this is I could literally draw my EQ up like this. And as you see what I'm doing here, the DriveRack does it in real time. And once again, the software is part of this. This is free, and this is all something that you get with the DriveRack PA2.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
The DriveRack PA2, check it out at your local Guitar Center or guitarcenter.com.